welcome back again to my channel. In case you guys didn't know, it's November and it is Diabetes Awareness Month. Woo! I have my Omnipod on my arm, and today's video is inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers. Her name is Bailey Sarian, and she does a murder mystery makeup Monday kind of video. And I know today is Sunday, so it'll be on the lines of that, but she was my inspiration for this video. So let's get to it. You'll see me without any makeup on. So I got this eyeshadow palette and I've been wanting it for years. It's by Jeffree Star and it's called the Blood Sugar palette. I have it here wrapped in some nice tissue paper, and if you slide it out, Blood Sugar palette. Ooh. So I'm going to be doing my makeup and talking about this murder mystery. I want to show you this palette, and it's beautiful. It has like little latches right here that you open it, kind of like a doctor's like medical box or something like that. But it's beautiful on the inside. There's so many different colors. They're pretty big. I don't really know which color I want to use. Maybe I'll use Prick, which is this like red one right here. I'll do like a red eye or something like that. I'll definitely use Glucose. That's white right here. I am not a makeup professional at all. So, right, Frenchie? I'm not. So she has her cute little Christmas pajamas on already. I know it's November, but it was cold here a few days ago and I felt bad because she didn't have any hair. We got her groomed. Hopefully this will turn out good. If not, you know, it is a cool video to watch. I already washed my face. I have a clean face right now. I used moisturizer on my face, so it's all good and ready to go for some makeup. This crime is called The Perfect Crime. William Archard is known as an American serial killer and he was known for his work in the 1950s and 60s. He was the first serial killer to known to use insulin as a murder weapon. And sorry guys, if I keep looking to the side, I have a mirror right to the side of me. And early in his career, he worked at a mental hospital. He was a director of a certain treatment there. He worked with patients that used insulin shock therapy. Now, you guys, I don't know that insulin was used for more than just diabetes back in the day. So insulin shock therapy, luckily, it's not really used today anymore. So these treatments were used for patients that had like schizophrenia or, you know, some sort of they couldn't control how they acted. So they would put them in like an insulin induced coma. I don't know how great that is to treat mental disorders, but that's what they do. But this type of treatment was used before modern neuroleptic drugs. So I guess insulin, you know, just wasn't used just for diabetes back in the day. But I guess insulin was a new drug. So, you know, they wanted to find alternative uses for it. You know, it could be beneficial for other things. Okay, how do you guys think about my foundation? I try to cover all my acne scars. Have you guys been getting maskne? I have, and it sucks. It like breaks me out all along like here where you wear your mask. William Archard had a history of being known as a ladies' man. Yes, he was also, you know, known for his troubled past as well. He had a total of 7 wives. He later was convicted of killing 2 of them and a nephew of his with insulin, but we'll get to that point. Allegedly, he killed more of his wives and other people as well, but he was not charged with those crimes. Some of his wives did survive by divorcing him. Good thing for them. He also had other misdemeanors with illegal possession of drugs like morphine. Why does he have morphine? I do not know. He served in prison for his misdemeanors a couple of times. He actually escaped the first time he went to prison for it, and then he got captured again. Not the brightest cookie in the jar. That is a little bit about William Archard, our killer, our serial killer. So we are going to focus on his latest wife, number 7. Her name was Mary Brinker Arden. She was 59 years old, so this wasn't her first, you know, marriage. Like she had a long life. Like she was a widow with grown children. Frenchie, are you itching? Are you itchy? So she was a widow with some grown children. She was known as being an author. She wrote some short stories centered around women. One of her popular published pieces was in a book called Prescription for Marriage. You know, it's kind of ironic. So one late night in November of 1966, Mary was brought to the hospital after her husband said that she was having convulsions. She mixed sedatives and alcohol that caused the convulsions, according to her husband. She was rushed to the ER and she later died the next day. And they were only married for 2 months. Now, that's such a short time to be married to someone, especially, you know, this is not your first rodeo. And that was the first, and not the first, but that was an incident that will later be, you know, beneficial to his trial later on. And if you guys hear like a really weird noise in the background, it's my washing machine. Today's Sunday. I have to do laundry for the rest of the week. So that's what you hear in the background. And I do apologize about that. It's just, you know, I gotta get stuff done. After the death of Mary, now let's go on to his previous wife, wife number 4. Her name was Zella Archard. And she was 48 when she passed. There's not much information on her just due to that I don't know her maiden name, so it's really hard to find out what she did in the past online. At least I don't have the resources to look for that. So the story began on, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. What is this? The story began on July 24th, 1956. William Archard called the police to report a robbery. He said that 2 men came in and tried to rob them and injected them with some unknown drugs. Apparently the robbers took $500 in cash. There were some oversights to this investigation, and investigators noticed that you know, what William said didn't really match up to what investigators saw at the house. If it was a robbery, you know, there was jewelry out. There was jewelry that should have been taken. So I don't know why the robbers didn't take the jewelry, but that was a red flag. In addition, William had no injection wounds, but his wife did. Bella, his wife, she died a few days later of convulsions. They never caught the robbers, but you know, this story, you know, seemed kind of legit, I guess. The investigators did search the house and they didn't really find anything, but there was a vacant lot next door. Guess what they found? So at the vacant house, they found a half-empty vial of insulin and a hypodermic needle. Before Zella died, she did transfer some money and some land into her husband's name, so there is a motive there. More deaths that were somehow associated with William Archard kept giving off red flags to police. Insulin was untraceable as a cause of death, so it was difficult to charge him with the murders. You would think blood sugar tests would be legit. A break happened when Dr. Edward Archila, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his last name, I'm not great at names. When Dr. Edward Archila, a professor and medical doctor at the UCLA, and he was a leading expert on insulin. He was one of the few that could test a corpse's blood for insulin. So he got involved in this investigation because police investigators, they really wanted to prove that he killed these people. I mean, come on, when you have like so many deaths associated around you, that is a big red flag there. And he was one of the few that could do this blood test. So on December 4th, 1967, William went on trial for his murderous crimes. Investigators, they interviewed a lot of people. They got doctors to testify. So it was like a really big case back in the day. Like a lot of people, you know, watched out for this case and it was all over the news. Witnesses were called to provide the fact that William had medical expertise and history using insulin treatments at the mental hospital that he used to work for. Medical doctors were put on the stand to provide evidence that his victims had major insulin overdoses. Even his former wife, I think it was wife number 3, testified that while they were together, they obsessed over murder mysteries. She was a nurse, so you know, they wanted to write like a murder mystery novel. She checked out a lot of books about insulin, and that's how William, I guess, kind of got fascinated with using the drug as his murder weapon. So after his wife testified, Dr. Aquila, he testified on his case study that he did with some mice and some of the material from Mary's, you know, his last wife's brain matter, I guess. He injected some of that brain fluid into mice. So these mice were diabetics, and he injected the fluid that Mary had in her brain, and it decreased, you know, their blood sugar. So she definitely had a shit ton of insulin, and this concluded that she did die of an insulin overdose. So William Archard was charged for 3 counts of first-degree murder. The motive was to collect insurance claims on his victims, but his efforts have failed him. He wasn't that great, I guess, at collecting those claims. That's the story of William Archard. So diabetes research has really come a long way. There was a quote from Dr. Aquila in the article about this trial, and it really stuck with me, the article I had. And he stated that diabetes is one of the most important diseases in the country. And I think it's a far more important killer than Archard. Diabetes is like a bigger killer than Archard. So I guess that's what he meant by the quote. So I want to thank you all for watching and tuning into my video. Hope you all like my makeup look. I worked pretty hard on this, but like I said, I'm not the best at, you know, putting makeup on. Usually I go for a more natural look. I want to thank you all for watching and tuning into my videos. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Maybe I'll do more videos like this. So I will see you guys next Sunday with another video. Bye.